The second reading debate is adjourned and the bill is referred to the House Committee.
Secretary for Environment and Ecology. President, I move the second reading of the Public Health and Municipal Services Amendment Bill 2024. The current government is dedicated to improving environmental hygiene. The Task Force on District Governance has implemented a number of measures to tackle many environmental hygiene and street management problems that have been troubling the public. To consolidate our efforts, we have conducted a comprehensive review of the powers and penalties under environmental hygiene legislation. In October last year, we increased the fixed penalties for offenses such as littering based on the findings of the first phase of the review. The bill tabled today is based on the recommendations made in the second phase of the review. The bill aims to enhance efficiency and the deterrent effect of enforcement. In the following, I will briefly introduce the main contents of the bill. To tackle more effectively some common public health nuisances, including water seepage in buildings and water dripping from air conditioners, we propose to amend the ordinance to strengthen the mechanism for investigating the source of the nuisance and increase the penalties for failure to abate the nuisance within a reasonable time. The bill proposes to make non-compliance with a notice of intended entry without reasonable excuse an offense, so as to enable investigating officers to enter the premises suspected to be the source of nuisance as soon as possible. The bill also proposes to extend the permissible hours of entering premises for investigation from the present 7 to 7 to 7 to 10 in the morning to 10 p.m. so as to tie in with contemporary lifestyle and working schedules of the people of Hong Kong. The bill will also increase the penalties for non-compliance with a nuisance notice and a nuisance order to abate a nuisance within a specified period of time. In addition, the bill strengthens the handling of pest infestation in private premises, particularly in the common parts of buildings. Owners or occupiers are responsible for keeping their premises in good hygiene. With reference to the existing measures to prevent mosquito breeding in the common parts of buildings, the bill proposes that the FEHD, Food and Environmental Hygiene Department, may issue a notice to persons responsible for management of a building, requiring that pest infestation in the common parts of a building be dealt with as soon as possible in order to prevent it from affecting other parts of the building. In addition, the bill proposes that if a pest infestation in private premises is serious enough to warrant immediate intervention by the government to eliminate the pest infestation without the issuance of a notice, the FEHD may recover the relevant costs from the owner of the premises involved afterwards, so as to prevent people from considering the intervention of free service provided by the government. We hope that through these measures, owners, corporations, and property management companies will take a more proactive approach in dealing with pest infestations so as to safeguard environmental hygiene. We will also propose to change the deadline for removal of articles causing obstruction to FEHD scavenging operations from 4 hours after the posting of a notice to a period specified in the notice. The FEHD will specify a reasonable time period of not less than 30 minutes and the area from which the article needs to be removed in the light of the actual circumstances. The bill also proposes to empower the FEHD to remove display equipment and so on used for illegal display of bills or posters so that the cityscape can be restored to tidiness as soon as possible. We also propose to introduce new provisions in the Public Health and Municipal Services Ordinance targeting shopfront extension so that the FEHD can directly require shops to remove obstructing articles on their own or have them removed by the department. The bill also prescribes a mechanism for dealing with the articles after they have been removed. In this way, the FEHD will be able to deal with shopfront extension independently without relying on the police. The amendments relating to shopfront extension aim to enhance enforcement efficiency and clarify the nature of the offense. They will not change the existing enforcement standards or penalties. We also propose to adjust some of the penalties which have not been adjusted since 1996, including maximum penalties that may be imposed by the court for offences relating to pest infestation, obstruction of public places, and unlawful display of bills or posters, in order to ensure that the penalties will have a sufficiently strong deterrent effect. The proposed amendments are widely supported by the community. We conducted a public consultation on the proposals in the bill between November 2023 and January 2024 and received a total of over 1,700 written submissions. Over 80% of the respondents were in favor of the proposals. It demonstrates that there is general support from the community for the proposed amendments. We are also very grateful to the Electoral Panel on Food Safety and Environmental Hygiene for supporting the legislative proposals and timetable. If the bill is passed, it will come into operation 3 months after it's gazetted. The FEHD will conduct extensive publicity among the general public and the relevant trades during this period so that they fully understand the amendments. The FEHD will also continue to provide appropriate guidelines and training to frontline staff to ensure smooth implementation of the new measures. President, I implore members to support the bill so that the government can deal with various environmental hygiene problems more efficiently in the future, thus building a more livable living environment for the public. I so submit. Thank you, President. I now propose the question to you that the aforesaid bill be read the second time. In accordance with the rules of procedure, the second reading debate is adjourned and the bill is referred to the House Committee.
議案
Members' motion with no legislative effect. Mr.